Why is this? Now, on Thursday night, a wise man on this very channel said that West Ham were going to beat Manchester United, and he was greeted with 4 West Ham fans that were shocked by his announcement. That man is beside me now, and West Ham today beat Manchester United by 2-1. Nigel King, how are you?
I'm good, mate. And I got the score right as well.
You did get the score right as well.
I'm much better for today. I'm much better.
There we go. There you go. How are you? Okay. Did you have a nice day out in East London?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did. Because whenever we win, it's a good day. Yeah, so I'm not used to walking out of that stadium, dragging my heels and shaking my head and complaining about everything. But I walked out of there very, very happy today. And yeah, it was a good day. Today was a good day.
It was. It didn't start off very well though, did it? Let's start with the starting lineup because we had a little chat before we came on air, and I saw the starting lineup whilst I was still at Greg's, and I had a little look and went, blimey, that doesn't look too good. No Somerville in there. Paqueta started again. My eye was drawn to that. Blimmin' Paqueta starting again. That annoyed me. No Tadibo. Mavropanos came in. I looked at it and I was startled, Nige. What did you think?
Yeah, I was confident. Like I said to you, I was confident going into the game in the week when I said I thought we could beat them because I didn't think they're a great team. Yeah. And then when I saw that, I sort of got a bit disheartened. I thought, oh no! I looked at the team and I thought, because we always talk, and in particular, I talk about how slow and boring our midfield is. And I thought, what he's actually done, he's made it even slower and even more boring than it normally is. And we are going to really, really struggle with the youth and the speed of a United team that do whip the ball around fairly quickly. With Garnacho, I looked on the left, Garnacho and Rashford. I thought we could be in trouble, yeah? I really did think that. And to be fair, in the first half, it really, really showed.
They had their chances, didn't they? Now, I got in a bit late and missed the opening stages of it. I heard there was a chance for Garnacho early on, and then Dalot had that big suicidal miss. How on earth he missed that, I'll never know. Fabianski came rushing out. That's one thing we didn't discuss well. Fabianski came in for Areola, as some people were asking. Did you expect him to do that? Was that a shock when you saw Fabianski between the sticks, or could you sort of sense it? Nice.
I sort of, from what everyone's been saying, we sort of maybe all had a rough idea that he might come in and put him in. I actually thought, when he come out, I thought he was going to take him out.
So did I.
He was going to take him out, and I was like, no, he's going to take him out, and he didn't. And then when he missed it, I was like, because they hit the bar as well, just before that, but the miss, I was like, yeah, we're so lucky to be 0-0. Yeah, it was just painful to watch. Soler, we're talking about Soler, and we've spoke about him. He was like the invisible man today out there. And you put, I don't even think he is a left-sided midfielder, is he? And he was stuck out there. It was reminiscent of when he used to stick Paqueta out there.
And Ben Rama out there, and so many other players.
And then you got on the bench, you've got to sit in a tailor-made left-sided midfielder who was exciting to watch for Leeds playing in that very position.
Absolutely. Beggars belief, wasn't it, really, in that first half? But then you've got to give credit to the gaffer. He changed it. It was a triple change. I was just sat there on my phone and I'm having a drink, and then he spat it out when the commentator said we were making a triple change at half-time. I couldn't quite believe it. Souček came on in midfield. Tadibo came on to replace Mavropanos, and Somerville came on as well. And it shifted. And I got that sense from, from inside the stadium. There seemed like there was a little bit more from what I could hear as well. It seemed like people, right, Somerville's on, here we go. Matt Upson was on the commentary and he said straight away, well, Somerville should have started from the start, and we're finally going to see him now. And how good was Somerville? I mean, just star of the show, lit it up, Nige, didn't he?
He's a brilliant little player, and it's surprising what a difference it made to the crowd when he came on, and not just Somerville. To be honest, the whole team. So Alvarez had a very, very good game, and I was quite surprised that Wan-Bissaka didn't get man of the match, because I thought he was fantastic today. But when you added that, you suddenly had a little bit of attacking flair on the left, and there was a time I can't remember he barged off the ball, but he looked small against him, and he was over on the line. He just barged away, so it proved he's got real serious body strength, as well as really good pace. And I think we've been missing that. Paqueta, we didn't miss him at all.
No, we didn't. No.
At all. It was a completely different mindset for the whole team in the second half. And it was like we just put another team on, and we really got at them, and we caused them loads and loads of problems.
Yeah. Let's talk about Paqueta, because he got his customary yellow card for delaying the restart, stupid. And he wasn't very good again, was he? I don't know why he's still starting, to be honest. But he pulled him off at half time, didn't he? Again, proving he's so out of form. I mean, it's past out of form now, Nigel, isn't it, Paqueta?
Well, I thought after the first season he had for us, all he really had was a few. And the thing is, we've got to remember, one bit of skill or one back flick that's brilliant during the game that gets applause doesn't mean you're a good player for a particular team. He's not he gives the ball away all the time. Done it again today. And he's not that good. No. You can, when you look at a player over a few seasons and they're consistently putting in performances and doing well, you can say, yeah, this is like Payet. Let's face it, Payet. He done all the flash stuff, but he was good, wasn't he? He was good for all the time he was with us.
People started comparing Paqueta to Payet, didn't they? I mean, people were comparing the two, and they're, miles apart.
There is miles apart. He's embarrassing when he loses the ball. He flaps his arms around. He falls on the floor when he gets touched. And I'm not going to back it up just because he plays for West Ham. I think it's embarrassing, and I think he's losing the support from our fans because of his performances. And once you lose that, you've had it.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, we'll both be at Forest next week, and it'll be interesting to see an hour and a little bit before it all kicks off whether he starts again, whether Lopetegui puts the faith in him again or he puts him on the bench. We'll have to wait and see in that sense. But overall, it just shifted, didn't it? There was a real turning point, the substitutions, and we got better. We got on top, and we really had some good chances, and it felt like sort of momentum was building and pressure was building on Manchester United. And then we got the goal. It was scrappy. Danny Ings mishit it, and then it's helped home by Somerville. And let's firstly talk about the celebration and reaction of Somerville. Like, tell what that meant to him. Took his shirt off, all the rest of it, but more importantly, he went up to Mo Kudus and gave him a hug, and sort of that was an acknowledgement of probably what he's done and helped him in settling in at West Ham. Of course, he sort of replaced, I suppose, also, Kudus would have been where Somerville was if he hadn't have, tried to knock 3 Spurs blokes out last week. But really, Somerville, that moment, and that sort of, I think that was a bit of a nudge at Lopetegui as well. Like, I can do this, and he has been very good. And it was a little bit of a alleviation of frustration from him, that celebration, wasn't it?
When I looked at him, I thought he was going to just do one and run out of the stadium. He just went off, didn't he? I thought
it's a long way, isn't it?
He'll be knackered by the time he gets back. I thought he's off out the stadium, going to do a lap of the stadium. And I mean, I loved it when he scored, because I've been waiting to have a look at this kid, and he's been really good when he's played for us. He's looked good and sharp, and for him to come on and put in a performance like that was brilliant for him. And you know what? You can't not start him now, can he? You cannot not start him. I'm excited about having him and Kudus in the same attacking midfield. I'd rather have Somerville there than Kudus than Paqueta. You know, if you had someone, Alvarez was very good today. If you had Alvarez, maybe Souček, and then you had Somerville
absolutely,
and Kudos, you've got, and then you've got a decent midfield, haven't you? It's like something, you know, it's got a bit of pace to it. And that, like I've always said, in this division, your pace is so important, speed and power, and we'll have that. With
sure.
you know, the likes, you know, I'm not dogging their players off like Rodriguez and that, because they're steady players and Soler, but we don't need steady players. We
That's
need players that are gonna, you know, set us on fire. And there are players that are just gonna come in and put in a steady performance every week. And when you're playing teams like Arsenal and Liverpool, you're just gonna get torn a new one.
exactly, yeah.
You need to attack these teams like today. You know, even when Danny Ings come on, Danny Ings was chasing their defenders down when they had the ball. He was giving them no time, and they didn't like that. No team likes having people run at them. And you know what? Kudus and Somerville and Bowen running at you is a formidable trio.
Absolutely. We can talk about Danny Ings in a little bit more detail in a second, but just to pick up on that point about that sort of midfield area. Now, what you illustrated there in terms of taking Paqueta out and having both Somerville and Kudus in a team, even having one or the other at cam and then one on one of the flanks, it's exciting, isn't it? You know, even when you think about it, you think, well, those two linking up together, you can tell. I mean, he's a small guy, Somerville, but he's got some real strength about him. Our concern initially was that he was going to be lightweight and just nudged and shoved off the ball, and he'd be ineffective, almost like, you know, Beran was in Lanzini towards the back end of his West Ham career. But he shields and protects the ball really well, doesn't he? And he goes past players, Nigel.
He does. I couldn't believe it when he barged. I don't know who it was over on the right hand side, but he was a big bloke, and he's nudged him straight out the way. I thought, he nudged him off the ball, and I was like, wow, that's show strength. But you know, look, unlike Benrahma, he's actually, when Benrahma used to get the ball down, he had no pace. Exactly. This kid's got pace, and he can actually properly go past people. Yeah, and that's what you need.
And the most sort of refreshing part of it is, and when we've had wingers in the past, and I don't want to sit and slag off Benrahma all night, but it's a good sort of link to make. Is Benrahma get the ball, he'd have to go forward and he'd go back. Somerville, his instinct is to go forward and try and put the ball into the box, and that's what we want, right? Players are trying to overcomplicate it by cutting back inside and playing it, making the safe balls. So then the next day they can look back and they had 89% pass accuracy because they made all the safe passes, but we didn't score a goal. He wants to score goals. He wants to create goals. He wants to get to the byline, put it into the box. Really, Somerville is Danny Ings' dream winger because he just wants to get the ball in the box, right? And let's talk about Danny Ings again. What more has this guy got to do? He came on today. I thought he had a really good impact, and he was quite good and sort of instrumental in us getting better. I mean, we couldn't have got much worse. But look, he came on, had an impact, and basically got us a point at Fulham. He's done well again today. Nigel, is there a case next week for Antonio to be dropped and for Ings to be up top?
I'm unsure because I think Antonio, with it being Nottingham Forest, will maybe raise his game, which players obviously do when they've got something that means something. Yeah. However, today it was evident that Antonio is he's a player. You're not the boy of a top to him. He outmuscles people. He runs into space. Danny Ings is a footballer. Yeah, he can actually read the game quite well, and he brings other players in. Antonio doesn't really bring other players in. So Danny Ings is quite a good player. I should imagine he's at 5-a-side. He's pretty good. You know, he's a very tight little player. When we was getting in and amongst them, it was a good decision to bring him on because Antonio is ineffective when he's in tight situations with the ball at his feet. He ain't got a football brain like that. No, he's very, very direct. And I think that Ings is quite an intelligent player. And he's a little bit of a fox in the box, and he gets about and he pulls people about. And I was quite impressed when he come on that he was chasing players. Antonio, he runs out of steam and he doesn't press players.
Yeah, no, and to be fair, he took Antonio off, and maybe he's learned from his mistake in, Lopetegui. He took him off quite early because he knows Antonio tires and he can't play the full game. I think maybe over the last couple of years we've missed a trick not including Ings a little bit more, because you've got Antonio who's, can you look, he's a striker, but he's not like an orthodox striker. Antonio does Antonio things, and sometimes when it comes off, it's good. But then you've got Ings, who is the striker. I just think at times we've missed that natural, instinctive, as you said, fox in the box in there. And I think that he needs to be used more off the bench. Look, if we're searching for a goal at Forest next week with half an hour to go, he's got to chuck Danny Ings on, right? That's the situation for him. Whether he starts games every now and then or not, he's got to be used because he's made an impact when he's come on.
I think people forget Danny Ings was a quality centre forward.
Really good player.
When he played with Liverpool, he's not a mug. He was a really, really good forward, and Liverpool wouldn't have bought him, would they, if they thought he was crap? Yeah. So he's decent, and he is a proven goal-scoring centre forward. So why wouldn't you play him? I think that we overlook this. And do you remember there was a game last year? It really showed when he came on against Sheffield United.
Sheffield United away, yeah, unbelievable, wasn't it? Yeah,
he looked mustard, and you know what? I think he just needs more game time.
Yeah,
I really do think he could. Let's face it. Didn't he score 2 against Forest a couple of seasons ago?
He did, yeah, at home in the 4-0 win.
Yeah. So it's not like he knows where the goal is, and I think I think it might be his time to shine, especially with a little bit of a shake-up we got. If we can, get some of the likes of Somerville and Kudos providing him, with the ball. I'd put Ings. If I saw someone running for own goal, it was Antonio, but then it was Danny Ings. I'd have Ings to score over Antonio
absolutely
all day long, because when you see players running for own goal, if you see Haaland going for us a goal, when you see Antonio going for you, but whereabouts in the stand is he going to put it?
Or how is he going to mess it up? Is basically
he cannot. He's incapable of scoring simple goals. Exactly. Antonio's goals are always
an accident.
He just they're balls that knocks over the top. He hits them, but he don't have to think about it.
Yeah,
he scores
when
good
it's
goals.
Just like an instinct. But when he's got to run through on goal, don't bother.
When he has to think about where he's going to put. If he gets any time on the ball whatsoever, he's going to another player.
Could you honestly imagine Mikel Antonio taking a penalty?
No, not really.
No, neither can I. I literally can't envisage it in my head. But just thinking about that sort of Antonio and Ings thing, because we talked about Antonio and what he brings, but I also think having Ings in there could help the wingers out as well. Because Bowen hasn't been as high on confidence, and look, that penalty, we'll come on to that later. That sort of penalty would give him a bit of a boost. But I think for the wingers as well, because they get into the byline and Antonio's helping them out on the wing, or he's back there. There's never anyone in the box. Souček might make a late run in, but
I looked at that today. There was a time there he was left back today. There was no one up front. I was like,
and that doesn't help the wingers, does it?
No, we ain't got an out ball. That's what I was thinking today when I was watching it.
Yeah, and that's why we conceded and they got back on level terms, because we invited pressure on. And Matt Upson said it on commentary. He said West Ham just sat back too much. The defending for that goal was pretty bad. I stopped the stream and looked at it, and there was 2 free headers inside our own pretty much 18-yard box, basically.
What was it with Fabianski with that, Jake? I sort of half missed it. I saw Xerxes. I saw someone edit it back. Xerxes, I think, edited it back, and then someone edited it back. Fabianski I did see him jump, and then missed the ball.
To be honest, I thought that, when it sort of looped in, because I thought the ball took forever to go, and I thought, Kilman was on the post for some reason. I thought, Kilman made a pretty lame attempt of trying to get into it. If he'd have dived, he may have got his head on it and kept it out. But there was 2 free headers. There was 5 players in the box. We had a man on each post. Then we had 3 other defenders marking air, basically, and there was 2 free headers in the box. Fabianski came out. Oh, don't get me started, right? And just a complete waste of time. How are we allowing 2 free headers, easy as you like, in our own box, and they score and got back on level terms? It was coming because they built up a bit of pressure because we didn't kick on, as we always don't in that situation, and they got back on level terms. And it was probably on balance of the game at that point. Look, overall, we didn't deserve to win the game. I don't think overall the chances they had in the first half, they could have been 3 or 4 up at half time, but they weren't. They didn't take their chances, and then we were there to pounce. Right, Nige, the penalty. Now I said initially there's no way that's a penalty, and then I heard the big cheer and like the scream was on something different on the stream. And then they said, oh, he's going to VAR. And I got really excited, but then realised last week when some ref went to VAR that they, stuck with their own decision at Wolves last week. They said, no, I agree with what I said to start with. And then when he gave it, I couldn't believe it. Now, have you seen it back? What's your assessment of the penalty?
It was never a penalty, mate.
No, it's not, is it?
It was never a penalty. I thought it was at first. I went and then I've looked at it a few times now and I thought, yeah, we were lucky we got that.
Yeah.
That's shocking. They must be gutted, but I really don't care.
No. Yeah.
Shit like that's happened to us before.
How many times have we been done over by...
I know. Do you know what? Fair play to the ref, because I was coating him the whole game. And then he gives out and I'm like, he's a good old boy. He's like,
and I was thinking, I was going back through it. Do you remember a couple of years ago where there was that handball where the ball was put in and Maguire went like that, right? There was that handball against Man United. Do you remember in COVID times when De Gea kicked it about 10 yards out and the liner watched it go over his head and they kept it in play, right? And then Fernandes went to score. We've been done over by Man United so many times. I have absolutely no shame of taking this, right? It's not a penalty, it's not. We can agree on that, but I've got no shame in taking it. Absolutely, let's have it. Man United have had too many decisions over the years, right? And that's just one back in the face. They didn't like it, did they? Fernandes was losing his rag, De Ligt was losing his rag, right? They don't like it up them and they don't like it when it goes against them. Right or wrong, I thought it was bloody brilliant, Nige.
Yeah, I did. I thought, especially in the last minute. When they put up 12 minutes of injury time, I was like, what?
I know.
There was a time in the first half, Mavropanos cleaned someone out. I can't think who it was.
Oh, yeah, and it was offside.
He cleaned out Garnacho on the left-hand side. But I thought, well, if the liner had put his flag up straight away, then he wouldn't have got a yellow.
Yeah, I know.
But he still give him the yellow card. And I thought, well, surely he's offside. He shouldn't have given that yellow.
That's what they said, because they were talking about this on commentary, because they were saying because it was reckless, he can still go and give the yellow card. But I was like, well, hang on, he's giving it offside. No matter what the challenge is, the ball's dead. It's done.
Like, so what about in the second half when exactly the same thing happened to us?
Exactly. Yeah. Nothing.
Who was it went through and got took out and it was offside? Yeah. And I was like, well, surely you got to book him then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it never happened.
It was weird. Yeah, really weird. Let's take some comments. Mike says, we have one player off the pitch. Melissa, I love Somerville, but please to tag Starboy. It's only for Kudus. Well, Kudus is on the naughty step for a few weeks, isn't he? So, Mr. Hanthrope, Somerville was playing like he used to at Leeds, coming inside into the 10 position, stopping Man United's outlets in midfield. He has the pace to quickly come back across. Please for him. Absolutely. Kilman's shirt was pulled as well just before the penalty. That's very true. I did notice that when I was watching it. Look, it was a mess. That whole penalty thing was a mess because he came in and then basically what happened, because he gave the penalty, but then the Man United players were then going again, and like he went to his ear, and I thought they were going to try and overrule it again, because what they were saying was that not Danny Ings, who was it that went down? I can't remember now. Was it Danny Ings? No,
I think it was Ings.
Who was it?
It was Ings, I think.
It was Ings, yeah, it was Ings. And because he handballed it before he went down, but they deemed that the contact, which was very minimal at best, it was clumsy, but it was minimal. Sorry, because he handballed it as well. It was a mess in there. There was shirt pulling, there was handballs before and after. There was clumsy fouls, and they came to the decision of a penalty. And I was like, oh, this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Let's talk about the composure of Jared Bowen. I spoke about this on my instant match reaction a lot after, Nigel. The tackle was on the 87th minute. The penalty was given on the 91st minute, and the penalty was taken on the 93rd minute, right? How much time for Jared Bowen to think and know pretty well that he's got a penalty to take here. Somerville had the ball, then gave it to Bowen, so they didn't know who was taking it, all the rest of it. That's a long time to think and change your mind and not change your mind over where you're going to put it. In a big
situation. People's heroes, weren't they? The United players.
Oh, they were. Yeah. Yeah,
And
they knew what they knew what they were doing to maintain his composure and to put it perfectly in that corner when the goalie guessed the right way. Perfection.
yeah, I did. It was hard though because he did get. I think might have got an hand to it. I don't know. I saw
It
it
was
go.
close. It was a close got to
It
hand.
was close. And I was like, oh, it only just crept in.
Yeah,
But
in that
you
corner
know,
though.
it didn't matter. As soon as it hit the net, I was like, yeah, that's it. I just couldn't believe the amount of time afterwards. And he was like 13 minutes. I think he played in the end.
No,
13
it was
minutes.
more. It was more than that. No, because they were talking about it on the commentary. I think it got up to 14.5 minutes they played in the end. It was crazy, wasn't it?
The fans were going mad.
Yeah, I know. I could hear it. Like it was like a cauldron, wasn't it?
There was two awful hits into the box from them. I don't know who it was. A
Yeah,
couple of times.
Fernandez hit a couple of them. They went over the
Whacked
back.
it went into the crowd, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Whoa, mate, that was an awful pass."
yeah, and that's a fair effort to put it in the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was. But yeah, we was fantastic the second half. If we can put in a performance like that against Forest, we'd all right. But they're going to be a much tougher proposition than Man United.
Yeah,
They're a better team than United. Forest are.
good side
The
for it.
other night
I did watch
against
the other
Leicester,
night. They were
they
solid,
looked
weren't
good,
they?
and they ain't even got Gibbs White in the team and a couple of other, but they looked proper tidy. They looked like they can knock the ball around really well, and that's a tough ground. That's a
And you're
tough
at
ground.
home. I tell you what, you took the words out of my mouth. Go into the City ground. It's a really tough place to go. They get behind their lads, and look, we could fold. Look, our midfield could fold, and we could. It could, get a bit much the way we've been playing. We have folded so far this season in a few games. They've really impressed. I mean, they're up in the top 6, aren't they, Forest? Look, they started the weekend off on Friday Night Football, and I watched their game against Leicester, and they were solid. They did what they needed to do.
Chris Wood always scores against us.
He'll score against us, no doubt about that. Forest is 7th, sat on 16 points from 9 games. I mean, they've been in a relegation battle for the last 2 years. Will that be the same this year? So far, it doesn't look like it. They're going to be a really tough team. We'll talk about it more in the preview towards the back end of the week, Nige. But a quick discussion about it now is that that's going to be a tough old customer, and especially going away there as well. It's far from easy. I'm dreading it, actually.
It's actually one of my favourite grounds to go to.
It's mine as well.
I really like Forest. I really like Forest away. They're a good traditional team with an old school ground with fantastic support. I actually quite like them. Do you know what I mean? They're not a team. They're one of my teams that I actually quite like. Forest. Good history in that, and it's always a good trip. So I'm actually looking forward to it. But that is a tough ask, and I think we're gonna have to really get at them if we want anything out of that game.
Exactly. Yeah. Love the grounds. Love everything about it. I'm not loving the way they're playing at the moment because that could cause us some real problems. So that is to come towards the back end of the week. I'll see you in the away pub, Nigel. I don't know where it is, but I'm sure there'll be an away pub. I think Pardon?
Most people that go to Forest always go to Hooters.
Oh, do they?
Don't ask me why.
Oh, right.
Obviously, my wife's sitting next to me. We never go in there.
You're getting a bit ahead of yourself, Nigel, aren't you? Blimey.
No, I've seen loads of people. I go past it. I normally park in there's train stations there, and there's a multi-story, and then you can have the long walk in. But I actually dropped Juno in it. I think when we went there, the Lingard game.
Oh yeah.
He was meant to get a ticket on the way out. No,
He's
meant to pay for it before you went out, and Uno had to get shouted at by loads of people because I forgot to pay, and I thought you paid on the way out, and I had a big crowd of people behind me on a Saturday, and you kind of scaled the whole car park up, which was quite embarrassing. But
God, that day was hot, wasn't it? That Lingard day, oh my God, that was boiling.
Have you still got your £50 note?
I got that fake money. People were tucking it good all, weren't they? The fake money,
they're but like I say, I haven't seen us win there for a long time since I was in my teens.
Yeah,
but But
I'm looking forward to a bit of Champions of Europe banter as well. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of that knocking about as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. Not the football as much because I think it could be a tough afternoon, but a good away day nevertheless. But West Ham have defied odds and beaten Manchester United this afternoon at the London Stadium. That is our reflection. Nigel, a pleasure as always. See, wrapped up in half an hour. See, nobody else is saying no shenanigans, no taking the piss out of me. See, it's brilliant.
What's the outfit thing?
Right, so I've got a Halloween party on Thursday, right? So,
Okay.
so I'm going to give you one clue, and you've got to guess what my outfit is, right? So the clue is.
Oh, you've not got it on then?
Yeah, I've got it on. Yeah, it's underneath this.
Halloween, is it? Is it an Arsenal shirt with 41 on the back?
It's not an Arsenal shirt, no. The person's like so basically it's driving themed is what I'm going to say. It's not scary. It's driving themed, the costume. I tell you what, and the second clue is I haven't got the hat because it's downstairs.
It's orange, isn't it?
It's red.
Red. So red driving. It's orange.
Well, is it orange? Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah. Orange, yeah.
Orange driving, you haven't got a hat.
Yeah, I haven't got the hat. It's downstairs. And he wears gloves as well as he drives around. Gloves. And he's got a mate. So he's red and he's got a mate that's green. And they're Italian.
Mario Brothers.
There we go. See, people have got it in the chat as well.
Yeah, right, but I'll tell you what you ain't got, what I have.
Hey, look, what about that?
It's blue. It's not red, is it? How is that red?
That's red.
It's orange and blue.
Blimey. No, it is red.
Can I just ask you a question?
What?
What has Mario Brothers got to do with Halloween?
Well, because we got to do an outfit and it was just first.
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with Halloween, Jay. Yeah,
I know it's got nothing to do with Halloween, but I mean, somebody's going as Lady Diana, so.
What? Someone's going to a Halloween party as Lady Diana.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're weird down there.
My mate,
you're a lot of weirdos, mate. I'm like.
My mate is going as the Mushroom Man from Mario Kart, and I'm going as Mario.
Right. So I'll tell you what you ain't got.
What?
You ain't got a Mario moustache.
No, I have. It's downstairs.
But it's not a proper one, mate.
Oh yeah,
you can't pull this off.
Mike reckons it's pumpkin color. It might be the light. I mean, I think it's red, but on there, it does look orange.
It's 1,000,000% orange, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. No, I've got a picture of the whole thing because I don't really want to stand up. I got a picture of the whole thing, right? So here we go. Before we go, for all of you that are at all interested, right? Are you ready for this? This is a one-time only thing, right? There it is.
Oh, that hat, man!
That's brilliant, isn't it?
You're gonna look a right idiot.
Looks good. It's brilliant. Isn't it?
Who's Luigi? Not Rich.
They're on a flipping cruise.
Here goes Uncle. He's bald head and goes Uncle Fester.
Oh dear. So there we go. That's your little treat for a Sunday night.
Oh mate, I can't wait. You got to get some pictures of that party.
I will. Okay.
Lady Diana.
Lady Diana.
Lady Diana swanning around.
All right. It's a bloke as well, mind.
Yeah, that gets even weirder.
No, he does a great Lady Diana impression when he's had a few as well.
I can make some bad comments in here about but it's a family thing.
It's a family show. It's a family show. Well, we'll leave it there before it turns sour. And stop slagging off Lady Diana and stop slagging off my Mario Kart outfit, all right? This came today and I was very excited when it came, so I've just kept it on. And
you've had it on. What you've done is, while your parents have been away, you've like gone out down Bruton, down the pub in it. That's what you've done.
No, I have not done.
I'm surprised no one's ironed you out. I
haven't walked around wearing this around Bruton, for God's sake. Yeah, the other than Mushroom. Yeah, see, my mate's Mushroom Man and I'm Mario. So yeah,
Mushroom Man.
it's going to be great.
What's
Honestly,
the thing at the end of Mario? The dragon. What is no? It's a turtle, isn't it?
a turtle.
No, what is
Yeah.
it? The thing at the end of Mario
I don't know.
that you have to defeat.
Oh, what is it? I don't know. Oh, I can't think now. I have to find that out. See, we're not talking about football now. What do you defeat at Mario? Somebody will put it in the chat.
It's at the end. You have to defeat. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
yeah.
I think it's a big
What?
tortoise thing. Isn't it?
Oh no, the Bowser.
That's it. The
Yeah,
Bowser.
the Bowser. Yeah, the big thing. Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's see, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Rich
So
can
there we
be
go.
the Bowser.
Pardon? Yeah.
Rich can be the Bowser.
Yeah. So that is my Thursday evening. So we were going to do the preview on Thursday, but now obviously we're not going to do the preview on Thursday. Unless you want me to do it live from the Halloween party with Lady Diana.
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing, wouldn't it? But that's not going to happen. So we'll probably do the preview Friday, do an opposition preview on Wednesday, hopefully with a Nottingham Forest fan. So that should be interesting to get insight on their
That's
style.
all right. I could do the preview on because Kazuna's out going to Warhorse.
Oh, what on Friday? Oh.
Yeah, she's going to watch Warhorse.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm going for dinner, and then she's going. But I'm going to go for the dinner, but I'm not going to Warhorse.
Oh right, okay. A Thatcher's Bowser.
Thatcher's Bowser, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what now. I'll tell you after. Right. We will wrap it up there, just in case we've got important people watching. Thank you very much indeed, Nigel. Anything
Like
else?
the royal family.
Like the royal family. Yeah. Oh God. Nigel, anything? Any final thoughts, football related or Mario related?
Yeah. To all you Man United supporters in Cornwall, unlucky.
Or in Surrey, unlucky. Brilliant. Thanks everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye bye. Oh, basically, honestly, not.